What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to give you guys my top 5 sparring gloves for 2021. So check it out. Hey, what's up, guys? Carlo here, and today I'm really excited to give you guys my list of top 5 sparring gloves for 2021. I know this is a video you guys have been requesting, so here I am to give it to you guys. Now, these are 5 gloves I've really thought about and put some thought into deciding which are my top 5, and these are gloves I personally use myself. If you've been a subscriber to this channel, then you obviously know I've done a lot of reviews, a lot of videos of me using the gloves. I'm always training, I'm always in the gym. So everything I give to you guys is just from my own personal experience. With that being said, when it comes to the definition of a sparring glove, to me, a sparring glove is a glove that's very protective for yourself and for your sparring partner. Now, when it comes to the actual composition of the foam, me personally, I think it's always good to have a medium density foam padding. One that's a little bit softer, but not too broken in to where you can sink your knuckles in like a puncher's horsehair glove. That's typically kind of a no-no when it comes to sparring gloves where your knuckles can go right through, or gloves that have foam that is way too stiff. That when you hit your partner with it, it feels like you're just getting hit with getting hit with a rock, basically. So those are kind of the two types of foam that people typically stay away from when it comes to sparring gloves. I typically recommend something that's a little bit thicker and has more of a medium and forgiving density. Next, as far as sparring gloves go, traditionally sparring gloves should be lace up. Now, I know they do make Velcro version of sparring gloves, but for the purpose of keeping this all in one lane, lace ups is definitely the way to go for several reasons. One, it makes sure that you have optimal wrist support all the way from pretty much the bottom of your palm all the way down to your wrist. And two, it doesn't allow for the Velcro, like Velcro gloves, to come undone. So typically when you're sparring, you lace your gloves up, and if you want extra security, your coach will tape the gloves off for you. That way, during your sparring session, nothing comes undone, and there is no Velcro strap there that can come undone or do damage to your sparring partner. The Velcro might come undone. You might end up scraping your opponent's face somehow or doing some kind of damage to them with the Velcro strap. The other thing with good sparring gloves is typically they have a smooth type of, I guess you could call it, their branding is smooth designation, so they don't actually have like any kind of plastic patches. If they do have patches, it's usually a cloth patch or something that's soft rubberized. So if you do have like a glancing blow on your partner on their face, it won't cause any damage because there's no sharp edges on the patch that you see with some other type of gloves. The other thing with sparring gloves that use lace ups is, unlike bag gloves and some training gloves that use a Velcro, there's no metal buckle. So again, the whole premise behind it is not just punching your sparring partner with the impact surface of the glove, but it's really the rest of the design of the glove that may hit them when you're in the middle of sparring. Because if you've ever sparred and you're throwing punches, you know that a lot of the time the punch is not always going to land on the fist. You're going to be hitting them maybe with the side of your hand. If you have a missed shot, they may be moving your head, and you're just in really awkward positions throughout a fight, especially if you're in the middle of throwing hands and you guys are both going at the same time. There's going to be bound to be some punches that don't land the way that you wanted them to. So it's really important that you don't have Velcro straps that have those metal buckles, because those metal buckles could definitely do some damage to the person on their face or the rest of their body. So those, to me, is kind of the guidelines of what a good sparring glove should be. So let's go ahead and give you the list of my top 5. Coming in at number 5 is going to be the Rival Boxing RS1 2.0 sparring gloves. You can get this in multiple colors like blue, red, or black. This retails for $159. Sizing wise, you can get it anywhere between 14 to 18 ounces, and it is a lace-up closure only glove. Now, this Rival sparring glove, what I really love about it is both the hand compartment and the lace-up wrist closure. They use their wrist lock technology that you see in some of the other Rival boxing gloves that has these channels on the wrist, that when you lace them up, it really locks your wrist into place and gives you the support that you're looking for a sparring glove. Also, the composition of the foam padding is a little bit on the denser side, but it does break in over time. to more of a medium density foam padding. There is no sharp edges as far as patches go on there. They do have a rubber patch, but it is recessed into the wrist. Nice long laces, really nice deep finger compartment, and when you turn your hands over, or turn your punches over, should I say, you land on those two front knuckles. Excellent feedback. Just a great overall sparring glove for what they are. It does use microfiber construction, which is their way of saying it's a synthetic leather, but I found that Rivals synthetics actually are really high premium synthetics that are pretty rival, no pun intended, to a genuine leather glove. So coming in at number 5 is going to be the Rival RS1 2.0 sparring gloves. Coming in at number 4 is going to be the Phenom Boxing SG-200 sparring gloves. You can get this in multiple color schemes, several different sizes. I believe you can get them anywhere between 12 and 18 ounces, lace-up closure. And these retail, depending on your conversion rate, anywhere between 203 to 210 US dollars from British pounds when you convert it. Obviously, depending on where you live, you would have to do an exchange rate calculator for that. But that's how much it costs for us here in the United States. With that being said, the glove is made in Pakistan. It's full genuine leather construction. Probably the best feature of the SG-200 is the comfort and the hand ergonomics. When you put your hand into that glove, it just feels like it's made for your hand. Excellent hand ergonomics, perfect thumb, nice deep finger compartment, excellent padding that has a medium density. It's not rock solid, it's not super soft, it's a multi-layer foam glove. The glove itself is just excellent as far as hand ergonomics, probably one of the best, and great protection and feedback for both yourself and your partner. It does have a lace-up closure with a triple cuff. So the cuff on it is a little bit more rigid. It has a flatter cuff style rather than kind of the rounded wrist support on the back. And it does a really nice job when you lace them up and you tighten them down. So overall, a really excellent performing glove. I really enjoy using mine. I have a custom pair of the SG-200s, and I really enjoy using them. So coming in at number 4 is going to be the Phenom Boxing SG-200 sparring gloves. Coming in at number 3 is going to be the Winning MS500 or MS600 boxing gloves. Now, Winning needs no introduction. They're probably one of the high-end manufacturers that is known worldwide. Both pro boxers and pro MMA fighters use Winning for their sparring, for their training, and it's a great all-around training glove, but it's also a great sparring glove. Now, obviously, when you get this glove, I would recommend getting them in the lace-up version. They do have a Velcro version of this glove, which I would stay away from. Regardless of using them for sparring or not, the Velcro is really flimsy on them. It's just not a really good setup, which I'm kind of surprised by, just knowing that Winning is such a company that has a great reputation as far as quality goes. So maybe in the future they'll change that. But with that being said, their lace-up version has excellent wrist support. The padding on them is more of a medium to dense padding, and it's, some people describe them as being more pillowy, but they do a great job of protecting both yourself and your sparring partner. The thumb and the hand compartment are really nice, form-fitting. You can really make a nice, deep, tight fist inside of the Winning gloves, depending on the size you get. Obviously, if it's 14 or 16 ounces, they fit really nicely. They're not overly snug, they're not overly loose. Pricing, that's a big variable depending on where you get them from. There's different manufacturers and third-party retailers like a Kozuji. You can get them on eBay if you're careful, making sure that you get it from the right retailer that's selling authentic Winning. But I see anywhere between $350 to $400 on up, depending on color, size, customization. There's a lot of variables when it comes to Winning, but for all intent purposes, I would say about $350 on up. So it's definitely more on the expensive side, but you definitely get what you pay for when it comes to Winning boxing gloves. They're a great balanced glove, and for sparring, you really can't go wrong with Winning. You get what you pay for with them, and they're overall really excellent gloves. The only thing that kind of detracts a lot of people away from them is obviously they're a little bit more on the expensive side. So coming in at number 3 is going to be the Winning MS500 or 600 boxing gloves. Coming in at number 2 is going to be the Superare S50 made in Italy boxing gloves. You can get these in multiple sizes, between 12 to 16 ounces, different color schemes to choose from. Prices start at about $199 on up, just depending on the color scheme you get. They do have metallics that cost a little bit more. But there's a couple things that really stand out about these gloves and why I placed them at number 2. The main feature that I really love about these gloves, and probably makes them one of the best, is going to be the padding over the knuckles. They use a combination of both open and closed cell foams, and they really remind me of the winning gloves, but more cushioned. So it's more protective for your partner. You won't do as much damage because of the way the foam compresses, but they're also excellent for your hands as well. You get good feedback with them. They're very broken in. You can open and close your hand really easily, which I love. I hate gloves that are really stiff right off the bat, and it just takes rounds and rounds of doing bag work with them or sparring to really just kind of get them loosened up. So the fact that they come broken in from the factory is really nice. And then of course the leather quality on them is fantastic. They're handmade in Italy. One flaw I did find with the pair I received was that the stitching on the palm side, I believe on the left glove near the grip bar, was a little off. It was more aesthetics than anything. It didn't affect the performance or the durability of the glove. It was just more of an attention to detail type thing. So I did critique them on that. But outside of that, they do offer it in both Velcro and lace-up. The lace-up version is the one I would recommend for sparring. Has excellent wrist support, excellent leather, and the foam padding is some of the best I've used in terms of a sparring glove. Multiple sizes, multiple colors, and at the price point of being at $200, it's right there with some of the best gloves out there. And I definitely think it's worth it for the price point that they're asking for. So coming in at number 2 is going to be the Superare S50 boxing gloves. Coming in at number 1 is going to be the Fortress Boxing Super Strap 2.0 boxing gloves. You can get this glove in multiple sizes. I believe you can get it anywhere between 12 to 16 or maybe 18 ounces. Different color schemes. I got mine in the black and teal. And the best feature of this glove, actually there's several great features with this glove, which makes it number 1, is going to be the super strap. Now I got obviously mine in a lace-up closure, so that gives you the ultimate wrist support as far as lacing your gloves up goes. It has excellent wrist support, full genuine leather construction. It is made in Pakistan, but it's an excellent glove as far as the construction goes. So you tie your wrist up with these gloves, but on top of that, you also have that extra strap that goes right about here on your wrist. So it gives you excellent support across the bottom of your palm. So aside from the laces that go all the way down to right about here, you're essentially locking your forearm all the way up to the bottom part of your palm so that your hand can't hyperextend itself while you're using them for sparring. So it has excellent protection and support for your wrist and for your forearm because of that super strap. And to me, that's a big game changer, especially for sparring. A lot of times guys will end up going sparring and they use the tape. And a lot of old school trainers do that, where they actually tie the laces and then they lace up at the lower bottom palm portion of the glove. And if they don't do that, they'll use tape to lock that in. They lock that wrist in to make sure that it does not move. So the fact that they use that super strap to kind of replicate that is excellent. And you can actually do it yourself. Obviously the lace ups, if you have lace and loops, you can do it yourself. But if you have your trainer lace them up for you, you can actually undo the super strap portion yourself, just like a traditional Velcro glove. The rest of the glove is excellent as well. Excellent thumb positioning, excellent hand compartment, nice and deep finger compartment. Has a little bit more of a sleeker profile than the first generation, the Super Strap 1.0 or the original Super Strap, where it's a little bit more compact in the hand compartment and not overly tight. Nice broken in feel where you can open and close your hand, and the padding on there is medium density again, not overly solid, not too soft to where you feel your knuckles just go right through the padding. Right there with the medium density, so it's both protected for both yourself and for your sparring partner. Cost-wise, these are about, after you convert them again from British pounds, Fortress Boxing is a company based in the UK, but here in the United States, it's about $130 US after conversion, which I definitely think is worth the price. Great bang for the buck in terms of wrist support and performance. And even if you're not going to use them for sparring, I just think they're great training gloves overall. You don't have any patches or anything that stick out that can end up doing any damage to your sparring partner. The logo is printed on. There's no sharp plastic edges, nothing like that. And to me, aside from the padding, the broken in feel of the glove, the deep finger compartment, the excellent thumb that doesn't jam or it feels awkward or pinches down on this part of your thumb, and the super strap, to me, it's the #1 sparring glove that I've currently tried and used. So I hope you guys enjoyed this list. If you guys have any critiques, comments, whatever you guys want to put, man, make sure you guys put them down below in the comments box. I always love to discuss these type of things. It's one of those things where I'm always open to that as far as discussion goes. If you guys have better recommendations for sparring gloves, make sure you guys leave them down below. If I haven't tried them yet, then I'd like to get my hands on a pair and use them myself so I can do a review on it. But I appreciate you guys watching this, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.